Hello and welcome to my first video covering my Camponotus noveboracensis colony, the Carpenters. This video displays them being introduced to their new Ants Canada test tube portal setup and moving into a water tube from a sugar tube. Now, after exposing the ants to light, they didn't seem to really care, so I did cover the queen up for a bit to see if that would change her response. Using a red film which produces a filter, filters out most of the light into just the red light, which is less or not visible to ants. As you can see here, the queen and the workers seem fairly content in their area. One of the nanotics, or the queen's first workers, is hanging back in the nursery, taking care of the brood and the eggs and the pupa with the queen. The other worker, presumably the older worker of the two, is exploring the new setup and making sure to check out where things are. This setup includes the sugar tube where the ants are currently housed, water tube, and a protein source. Here, nighttime occurs, so let's cut ahead. So the next day, this is far before I woke up, but the same kind of activity is happening. I more permanently fixed the red filter over the queen, so to give her a relaxing space in case she didn't want to move. I didn't want to stress the queen too much. Instead, using the lamp nearby and the power cord for said lamp, I did increase the temperature slightly of the tube, the water tube. This theoretically would be attractive to the ants because the warmer the area, up to a certain degree, the faster their young can develop and the more energetic they can be due to the fact that they're cold-blooded. And here we see the exploring/foraging worker still going about checking out the test tube. After a certain amount of time has passed and the workers decided this environment is a safe place to be, both workers start exploring the area a little bit more freely. This is because that other nanotic doesn't have to be with the queen at all times, but if they're not sure about their environment, one worker is going to stay with the brood and queens at almost all times, if not more, depending on colony size, just to make sure that both the nursery is taken care of and that somebody is there to guard in case of an invader. Here you can see the one of the workers feeding on the superworm that they have. They'll bring that back to feed the queen and the larva. They have social stomachs and feed through something called trophallaxis, where they meet as if they're kissing and feed the other ants. Normally, these ants move much slower than you're seeing here. This time-lapse video was taken at 1 frame for 5 seconds and played back at 30 frames per second. Here I had realized that the queen and the ants had begun and completed most of their move. Earlier in the video, you can actually see the queen running around quite a bit, just to show that even though she lives a mostly sessile or kind of still life while taking care of the brood, she can move about quite well. Even in those small tubes, she's able to turn around, though it takes some effort, and navigate about. For the rest of the video, the Queen's going to stay hidden behind the foil where it's nice and warm and also dark. And there's a decent moisture gradient there. And that is the Carpenters in action. Thank you for watching.